Hi everyone, this is Short Stories with Lola, and I hope you're ready for today's story. So let's get into it. Is this a tale of love or greed? I'll start from our beginning. I got a promotion at work. The girls decided to take me out to dinner, and we ended up at a club. It was a Friday night, so the plan was to get wasted and spend Saturday nursing our hangover. At the club, on my way back to our table, I saw him from behind. He was standing by the bar. The club was packed, but there was no way I could miss him. He was perfect. I wondered if there was a creation room in heaven because this man's body was perfect. He had a beautiful behind. And then I thought about what his face would look like and if he would turn my way. As I got closer, he turned around while he took a sip of his drink. Wow. God, you sure spent some time with this one. I had to walk past him and the crowd to get back to our table. As I did, I calmly gave his tush a nice squeeze. I felt him flinch as I grabbed him. I turned my head after walking past, and then our eyes locked. He found who grabbed his butt, and his face went from confused to mesmerized. It was the way that he looked at me. He froze, and just then, I felt my bracelet drop. I dropped to the ground immediately. That was a $400 bracelet. Ain't no way I'm letting that go. By the time I got back up, one of my friends grabbed me by the arm and said we had to leave. One of our other friends was stupidly drunk and out of control. On our way out the club, I bumped into someone else. B. He offered to help us with my friend so we could get her to the car. He was such a gentleman. After we got my friend to the car, he said he had been looking at me all night, but didn't have the courage to walk up to me. The angels must be on his side, he said, and that's why he bumped into me. We exchanged numbers and said our goodbyes. B and I started seeing each other about a month later. He was amazing, really sweet, great listener, but he was celibate. I wasn't. I thought about how my friends were either married or engaged, and I didn't want to be the odd one out. Everyone said B was such a great catch. And I agreed. I didn't want to mess this up, so I just decided to be celibate. I went over to his apartment one evening after work, and after a few hours, I decided it was time to go home. I was in a bathroom when I heard B talking to someone else. I walked out to the living room, and there he was. Man with the perfect tush. I froze. He saw me and froze as well. Those eyes, looking at me the same way he did over a month ago. How the fuck is this happening right now? B was distracted and didn't notice what was going on. He turned around and saw me. Oh, hey babe, there you are. This is my brother Kay I was telling you about. Kay, this is who I talk a lot about. My brain chatter got intense. His what? How, you might ask, did I not know? He talks about his family. Sometimes. I've seen pictures of his parents. Actually, one picture of his parents. He told me he had a brother who was a few years younger than him, and that was enough information for me at that time. Say something, my brain said. So I said, "Hi, nice to meet you. B does talk about you." He stuttered while saying hi to me, and then he just stood there, looking at me. B continued saying, "Oh, don't mind him. He's usually not this quiet. But it seems his heart is broken. He's been looking for a woman he saw at the club weeks ago." Can you imagine he's been going back there almost every other weekend? And guess what? He saw her the same night we met, babes. Perfect Tush has been looking for me for weeks. How? How did B not know that I was Kay's mystery woman? My brain chatter got worse, and I decided to leave before I made a mess of the situation. I said my goodbye and I rushed out. I thought about it some more on my way home. The club was packed that night, and Kay couldn't have seen my full outfit. Maybe he saw me from my shoulders up. So much chatter was going on in my head, so I settled with, he just focused on my face. I spoke to B before going to sleep, and he didn't say anything. That meant Kay kept quiet about me being his mystery woman. And I wondered how he felt knowing that I'm with his brother now. After that night, I hardly saw him again, and when I did, it was brief, and I made sure we were never alone. We would stare at each other, no words. We knew we wanted each other. It was obvious to us. He traveled for a few months, and all was well with my heart. Not seeing him was perfect for me. And then B proposed to me a few months later. Everyone was happy for us. And then we started planning our wedding. The night before the wedding, at the hotel, the girls kept talking about how sex with B and I would be perfect, seeing as we've been both celibate. And then one of the girls said, "Oh, but is his brother single? Because that man is so fucking hot." Somebody tell me why she had to bring him up. Why? Now he's stuck in my head, and I can't get him out. The girls left my room, so I tried to get some beauty sleep. But I couldn't sleep. All I could think about was Kay. Sexual thoughts flooded my mind. The guys were out for B's bachelor party. I grabbed my phone and I texted Kay. "Can you please come to the hotel? It's important. Don't tell B or anyone else. Text me when you're outside." I opened a bottle of vodka and mixed myself a drink. I wanted to bite my nails so bad because I was so nervous. About 30 minutes later, he texted, "I'm outside." I got my robe on and ran down. I saw his car and I got into the back seat. And that's it for this week, guys. I know, I'm so sorry. But we'll be back next week. Well, I will be back next week. Myself and the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, stay beautiful, stay positive, and remain blessed.